Hello, everybody. It's been a little while, huh? What's up? It's your boy, Hazer. And it is... Sorry, my wire was caught under the wheel of my chair. It is Monday. What's the date today? I don't know. Who cares? What is it, like the 10th of July? And a new version of Smite comes out tomorrow with K-Ron on it. Which means that today is the last day that I have a chance to do demo reviews from Smite Masters. So I figured I'd record a quick one now. I also have a long poll Hebo gameplay recorded from the semi-finals against the Hounds. But today we're going to be taking a look at game 2 of the finals, and we're going to be having a look at Cyno. I just want to have a look at how he ran the early game on the Rat. I feel like this was like one of his better games. It actually goes super long in the end, so we're not going to do the full game. But I wanted to take a look at how he played the early game. I think he picked up a couple early kills, and it's worth noting and talking about why and how he did it. And I just want to have a look at his jungle pathing and stuff like that as well. It's going to be something that we can all learn from. Well, not me, because I know everything, but you. Apologies for the silence on the channel over the last little while. I mentioned it via YouTube fucking story or whatever you call them. I don't know what you even call those things. I've never made one before. I made the first one ever. But yeah, I've just been sick. Didn't leave the flat for like the last 2 weeks until yesterday. I've been feeling like a bit better. Quite a lot better, in fact. So went to the pub yesterday, went to the pub today. Which has been nice. It's been nice. Nice. That says a lot, right? It's exactly what I do as soon as I'm feeling better, as I head to the pub 2 days in a row. Pub quiz night tonight. Last night was just, yeah. Sunday afternoon drinks outside. It was nice. Anyway, let's get into the game. Enough about my drinking habits. And we can take a look at this one. This is Cyno. He's playing Rat. I don't really have an idea of what to talk about here. I'm just going to play it by ear, see how it goes, see what there is to say. And yeah, we can fast forward a little bit at the start. We can look at when he levels things. Isn't leveling anything yet. Generally, you'll see pro players do this. You don't want to get caught out. Items-wise, he goes for upgraded Acorn, Tier 2 Acorn, Nettle Acorn, which I think is the one that builds into the 5 nuts shot, and the crit Acorn, right? They're both off the same one. And I have the jungle. I hope that's right. I don't play very much Rat, so I don't really know. When I do, I go the crit Acorn, like a fucking melon. Anyway. Hasn't leveled anything to start off with, just in case something weird happens. A lot of comp players will do this. You don't want to level your ability at 1 until you're going to use it. It's just to make sure you don't get caught out and need to have your dash and end up dying because you pre-leveled for no reason. Just laziness, leveling your ability before you have to. And at this level of play, it would be silly to do that. He goes also for Blink and for Wing Shard. 2 health pots, 1 mana pot. So not a whole lot of sustain. So probably doesn't want to be going for an extended fight in mid or anything like that. They are Rat plus Ebo in this case, so pretty strong in terms of CC. Both gonna have hard CC. Well, is it knock up hard CC? Whatever. Both gonna have strong CC anyway. It is hard CC, right? Oh, what's happening? Why don't I see health bars? How do I see? How do I? Oh god! Nobody panic. Maybe we can do it here. Damage on. Expert mode off. I don't know. Did I press a button? What did I write? I wrote Oni. Oh, I pressed O. God, I hate Spectre. I forgot to set up the names and the game state before I went into games, so typing stuff in that menu fucks everything up. Anyway, leveled his 3 and his 1. See what he does here. Looking for Panatom, you can see it. And again, the CC is just crazy. He just dashes in. Just a really quite poor play by Panatom to just stand there and die, if I'm honest with you. I think Panatom actually had a bad event. It's very weird to say because he's having such a good year so far. Also, it kind of looks like the 2's leveled when it's not. It is not. Panatom actually, I think, had a really bad event this tournament. Almost through game 1 against Hex Mambo, and I think he had a really bad final against the Ferryman. I think he got pretty controlled, and Cyno just was better than him. This was one thing that I thought was interesting that I wanted to talk about. There is no way Salt should be getting caught by this, by the way. You should know that the jungler was this side. And they know that Salt... Somebody pinged. Is that a blue ping? That's a blue ping, is it? So he knows. Oh, okay, Lancelot pinged him. But I thought that they would have made this play because of how much we all know Salt was focusing on getting first totem. So it doesn't happen yet. I think it happens after. Spoilers, by the way. They kill Salt on first totem. But Salt, in this event and in the season in general, was really, really focused on getting first totems and generally on getting totems as a whole. So the moment they know that the rat hasn't come back to mid, I guess Salt's like, fuck, at some point I got a hammer, right? It doesn't have a ward, steps up immediately, uses all of his skills on the totem, and they're like, oh. I think he did hold his hammer, to be fair. Yeah, he did. Not sure about that. 2 by Cyno, but eventually just picks up the kill with a blink dash. And 2-0 start for Cyno. Was slow on farming there, but what are you really not farming? Bats? That's the only thing that we can see Panatom has farmed on the other side. So just patience on that solo side of the map, waiting. And knowing, this will be a part of their prep, right? They'll have looked at exactly the way that, that Salt was playing in the solo lane in his previous games and said, okay, we can exploit that by doing this. And they're saying, okay, just wait. He's going to overextend on totems, and we'll look to kill him off of that. And then a solo invade on the blue comes through from Baskin as well, just giving him the space to do that. Panatom really far behind, poked out before red spawns. Cyno going to look for the steal. Looks like he just took sides. I don't know if he got both sides, but one of my favorite things to say is that the sides are 40% of the XP of the camp. So just taking the sides away, it's all you're approaching half. You're approaching half of the XP in gold. Leveling to 2, by the way. So yeah, this is probably going to be a pretty short demo review, which is why I'm not like fast forwarding through boring bits. I want to like really have a look at how Cyno jungle paths. He doesn't really care about the small harpies spawning, like the single harp roaming harpies spawning. Focus instead on going over to double share with his mid laner. Generally, you'll see that a lot in comp is mid and jungle sharing the red and speed XP and grouping those camps up together and clearing them together. I was going over to the right hand side of the map. I do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna flip the map. It's a risky move because now I don't know if you'll see this, but look, I'll try and click on Thor and it'll take me to this tower. It's nice stuff. So let's go back to Rat. Oh, he's done it. Incredible scenes. But yeah, another little fun part of Spectator is when you flip the map, the mapping of where you click your mouse doesn't flip. God, there's so many things about Spectator that have just been so dog shit for so long. And they'll just never get fixed. Sadly. You've seen 2 of them in this short video. Flipping the map just completely breaks being able to click on the map, and yeah, you can't type things in the menus, like in these menus here, without also affecting Spectator client. So for example, O gets rid of names, and I did that when I was typing Oni. So you couldn't see damage or anything like that. Illuminate inconvenient, isn't it? Anyway, quiet phase of farming here. I should really be focusing, as this is supposed to be a short video. It looks like they're focusing on this blue spawn over here. You can see that it's one little piece of the pie away from respawning. Lance is backing in mid. That'll be being relayed by Paul, and they'll say, okay, you guys are clean to go for this blue invade. You don't need to worry too much. They're letting it go. So SOT will be letting this go, which means, in my opinion, Baskin should put a lot of... Oh, for God's sake. Baskin should put a lot of effort into getting this totem. You should not be... And look, he ults it. Wow. Dude, that was a good POV switch. I'm glad I did that. Because if you're denying blue buff, one thing that a lot of solo laners will do, Ducky's been a big proponent of this, and I've watched him do it. Especially, I think, in the SPL qualification tournament. Basically, you just give up blue, and you int for totem. Make sure that you're going to be okay on mana. You can just step back into your tower, and essentially you won't run out of mana in the lane. Also a ward chalice for Cyno, by the way. Wow. Didn't even know he built that in this game. Super interesting. I wonder why. How long did the Eye of the Jungle wards last? There's a ward, 30 seconds. Okay, the more you know. For someone who's played and spent a lot of time talking about this game, there's a lot of little mechanics like that I just don't remember. Anyway. Farmed out speed. Paul soloed red there, I think, that time. I wasn't really paying attention. But red is done, and Paul has it. Cyno did the speed. Now at 6 minutes 30, Cyno 2-0. Let's look at the game state. Pretty even. Probably most of the lead coming from this jungle roll, 1,500 gold. And he is up a level. Everybody else, even Baskin, up a level as well. So Baskin and Cyno are where the level leads are. Concentrate, which makes sense because you're invading blues, right? And they got a kill on the jungler and a kill on the solo laner. So it adds up. The game just makes sense. And he did go for the super nut one, where you shoot more nuts. Ha 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 ha. Anyway, what's he gonna build now? Looks like probably a Jotuns. It's gonna be Jotuns or Brawlers, right? But I would say probably Jotuns, if I had to guess. All engaged on a mid. I think kind of, I don't know. Lance matchup into Rat's pretty annoying, because even if you hit him with that ult there, I think the shield is probably enough to keep Lance on the horse. Knockups don't take him off it. Stuns do. But yeah, Paul taken down. Looking at his build, he is building another criminal build, going into what will likely be a breastplate of regrowth. Shouldn't be allowed. Someone has to stop him. Jack here looking for the invade, level 8. So kind of annoying for Cyno to deal with. And you see how much respect Cyno gives him on it. Does secure it with the 3. And now Jack has nothing to dash through. And no dash available, actually. He dashed the buff. Aurora CCs him down, picks up the kill himself. But Cyno there just standing and being inconvenient. A bit of an int by Jake, if I'm honest. Probably a bad choice to try and solo invade that. Bit of a hero play, which he didn't need to make. You know, like, you get the green buff. Is that really going to swing the game that hard? But you dying means this Atlas gets to open up a decent lead, and it's another place in which you're behind, and Cyno gets further ahead. Ward Chalice also for Baskin. Maybe this is something I need to look into more. Where are all these chalices coming from? Didn't know they had double chalice in this game. Double Ward Chalice. Super interesting. So it means you can just be a little bit more carefree. I love wards here. I'm not going to click because it will fuck up the map. I love wards on the back camps. I think they're so powerful. And it's much better to drop your normal ward there than to try and clear something and leave an eye of the jungle ward. But yeah, it just gives your side lanes so much info. Makes them so safe. Having wards there marks the jungle rotations really, really well and allows you to counterplay in the jungle as well. Because if you know that, for example, the enemy solo laner crosses this ward here, the enemy jungler rather crosses this ward here, and is coming towards your blue as it spawns, you're like, okay, right, I can react to that. I can be there on time. Your mid laner can react to it. You can all rotate. It gives you so much more info what the enemy jungler is looking to do. I really value those wards. And yeah, it's a good place to sentry as well. Under sentryed, I would say, by your own team is your back. So if I see a ward placed there, I'm always going to sentry it, but it's whether you know it's there or not, right? Difficult to have that info. Normally it's a sneaky one. I wonder how much pro players as well are looking at inventories and seeing when players have wards and when they don't. You know, like if you see them cross a ward and they have a ward in their inventory, if you see the ADC leave lane and they have a ward in their inventory and then they come back, you can say, okay, they definitely have a ward here until, yeah, 3 minutes in the future or whatever. Anatom, nice wall. I think he missed the TP in and spun on Baskin instead. Cyno back on out, and this one will be a successful blue defense. But I like that they don't overplay it. Oh, maybe Baskin does overplay it. He did try, but it looks like it was secured there if I saw it. But I like that they don't overplay that, honestly. Giving you level order. I assume he just maxed the 2 into the 3, but maxing the 3 over the ult as well is interesting. Is it? I don't know. Let's have a look. Is it of any significance? I mean, 60 damage per rank, or 25 per aircorn, which reduces it reduces by a lot, 40% on each acorn. But still, loving the 3's got to be better, right? The ult as well. Maybe going to be more used as an escape tool, especially if you're a blink rat. Thinking that there's a ward there, or are they pinging that the beacon's open in 30? We'll see what we do here. I think we'll play up to about, I think there's a Gold Fury at maybe 16 minutes or so. I think that'll be the last bit we watch of this game. It's been a little bit disorganized by me, honestly. Skips red, by the way. Interesting that Cyno just doesn't farm the red. Is that a Paul respect play? Is that like, alright, I can't do red without Paul. If in your ranked game, I'm absolutely doing that red buff. I'm dragging it over to the backs, and I'm doing them together. Baskin rotates in early to this Beacon Boogie. I think this is the best addition on the new map, by the way. I think this is a really cool idea by Hi-Rez, and they've made it like, it feels like they've made it like just valuable enough, right? It doesn't feel like if you lose it, you've lost the game, because it's not huge, immediate change to the map state, but the extra movement speed and the extra structure damage is significant over time. I think it's a really, really great addition. Forces fights, it gives solo laners something to rotate for. We see 5v5s in the mid game more, and we're not seeing, like, for example, a team just skip it and do pyro instead, like you see when a Gold Fury gets contested a lot of the time. I think it's a really, really good addition. Some other additions, Soul Surges, for example, not such a big fan of. But, change is good, I think, is my overall feeling. We have a visitor, Fleur. I don't think you're gonna see her. Oh, maybe, yeah, you saw her tail. You got a quick spot of Fleur going up on the windowsill. Look out. But anyway, back to the game, I guess. 13 minutes in. It is a 1.5k gold lead-ish. I think Cyno got that right. He did indeed. If you're confused by how I know that, you can tell by the color of the buff on the ground. I know for that one it's especially confusing because the color of the buff is almost gray. But it's a different color of gray. So for example, if the red team secured blue buff, you would see it gray on the ground. If the blue team secured blue buff, you would see it blue on the ground. So there you can see that green buff there was gray on the ground because the red team had secured it. I feel like I've said that a few times, but, you know, repeating information is good. People, some streamers hate getting asked the same question over and over again. I quite like it. I already know the answer. You know? Repeating things is, it's easy. Fills the air. Oh, going for this cooldown buff. There is a rotation coming in from Cyno. Looks like it will get let go. Does level the ult. Oh, cats chasing one another. Nice. Great stuff. I'll deal with that in a minute. We'll watch the end of this first. Could have picked a better early game, huh? To do. I was just. It was mostly the solo gank on Sots. Need to grab totem. I also found like I think the Baskin ulting for a totem thing is a nice little thing we got to take a look at as well. I think that's really underdone. It's like if you invade a blue, don't then just let them grab the totem for free. Ooh. Did they kill him? No, he gets his ult off. Nice try. I think we saw that repeated late game in this game as well. They went just onto Salt. He didn't... No, this is the game where he did go beads. I think in another game he didn't go beads. And they hard committed on him a few times. Maybe that was in the game 3. But yeah. They hard commit on him and stun him out and just burst him down. They went for him in that one. He did manage to get the ult off and survive. Didn't have to use the beads either. And here we go, Gold Fury is getting pulled, so we'll... I've done it. I've clicked over. It gets secured. We'll go back to Cyno. Let's see how he plays this fight. This will be the last thing we take a look at in this. Jake dashes through, nothing to dash through, and that was a bad wall by SOT. Oh no. Oh no. Should we take a quick look at it? Whose POV should we look at it from? Jake's or Sock's? Let's go with... Sock, he's easy to get to. We can look at it from both. Why not? And I remember I saw in the player cams at this point. I don't know if I can. I'm probably not going to edit this to pull up the clip because I want to just put it out today, and then tomorrow I can do the Hebo thing. Yeah, you see the TP coming in there from Baskin, and now Jake's trying to get out. He's like, oh, he got stunned. I mean, it is unfortunate, I suppose. Jake's just fully owned. Let's go to Jake's POV. See if there's anything he could have done better. Oh, wrong one. 3. Okay. Let's watch Jake do it. What could he have done better? So they get gold. I wonder why he pathed around the top side. Was he just zoning? Okay, so he's standing up here. Puts the wall up to block the... Oh, he didn't do it properly. But you can. I think you can block that full path with the 2. And then he just... Oh, why did you path that way? Why did you pass that way, Jake? You know what? Saw is forgiven. Saw is forgiven. That's Jake's fault. Cool. Alright. Alright. Let's, what am I doing? I'm getting out of there. Okay. That'll do. That's a quick demo review of Cyno's rat. He got his rat out. He went in like that interesting kind of tankish build later on. It was a Brawlers, by the way. He went in that 3rd slot, not a Ewan's. Which makes a lot of sense into Terra. But yeah, I was super impressed with the Styx Ferryman, obviously. They did fantastic. Well-earned win. End of an era, I think, was the Betty video for the Oni Warriors. And yeah, I'm excited for the roster apocalypse news filtering out. I think sort of end of this week, start of next week is when things will start to get released. I'll probably try and set up some interviews. So any SPL players are watching and you fancy doing an interview about your team's roster changes or another team's roster changes, you just want to shit talk it, feel free to reach out. We'll set something up. Otherwise, I'll be reaching out to all of you and harassing you until you give me an interview. Cool. I'll try and do this Paul Hebo game now as well, that my throat's a lot better. But yeah, hope you're all keeping well, and I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.